And joining us today in our Book Talk segment, great to welcome man who's written another one of the great Alexander Hawke novels, and he joined us today by telephone. It's called Warriors, and the author, Ted Bell, joined us by telephone today. And Ted, good to talk to you. How are you?
Good to talk to you too, Doug. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, congratulations again. I know this particular character is really taken on kind of a life of its own, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's really had a good run, and this is number 9, and I think it's the best one yet. That's what everybody's saying, anyway.
Well, when you write a character like this, like you said, this is the 9th novel, I guess one of the challenges, obviously, is the plot. You want to have a different plot, but I guess the character changes in some ways, too, doesn't he? His personality, or do you try and keep it the same all the way through?
No, he definitely changes as, book to book. It's like going through life. He's different experiences, but this one, I tell you one concept with these books. I mean, I try to make all the political components absolutely as realistic as they can be, and all the technological stuff. But the bottom line is, with the Alex Hawke books, is I try to make them fun to read, and that's my objective. I want people to just have a great time reading these books, and that's why they do so well.
When you write a book, like it's a spy novel, like espionage and all that, you're dealing with a lot of technology that is constantly changing. I guess you sort of have to do some research on that too, right? With all the equipment that he uses and the techniques. Does that change too?
Yeah, he's got far more toys than James Bond ever dreamed of having this time. He's the 6th richest guy in England, so he can afford a lot of good stuff. And he has a lot of fun while he's on his way to saving the world. This time he's taking on China and North Korea.
How do you find out about these equipment that the spies use? They don't want people to know about that, do they, in real life?
I make a lot of it up.
Oh, it's not made up? No, you can't tell us that.
It doesn't sound made up when you read it, but it is. In doubt, make it up.
That's right. We talk about dealing with China and North Korea in this particular story. Obviously, China is in the news a lot with the politics and all that. So you take some, I guess, headlines from the paper and incorporate it, don't you?
Well, that's not really for me. I mean, I read the papers like everybody else, but I was actually elected to be a visiting scholar and writer-in-residence at Cambridge University for the 2011-2012 term. This is Cambridge University in the UK, which is basically spy heaven. It's where everybody who has a real career in intelligence is going to be found. And our focus during the time I was there was China and North Korea. So I actually started writing the novel while I was living in Cambridge, just outside of Cambridge, and got a huge amount of information, highly privileged information, during my term there, and that formed the basis for the plot of the book. I come from the newspaper. It came from a much more reliable source.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. You're a writer in residence, and I always wondered exactly what that meant. So that's interesting, and it deals with international studies as well, right?
It was a great experience. It was sort of like Spy versus Spy meets Harry Potter. Cambridge is very Harry Potter-like, I can tell you.
Well, you talk about writing the novel and putting a plot together. How do you go about it? Do you outline it in maybe a short form, few pages, 10, 15 pages, or what's your process?
No, outlining. I just what I do is I basically come up with I've got my standing cast of characters. My hero, Alex Hawke, his 2 sidekicks, and all of his various love life, girlfriends, whatever. But I just have to come up with every time a new villain, new bad guy, and a new girlfriend. And once I've got those 2 components, I'm off to the races.
How do you come up with a girlfriend? You see somebody maybe on the street, that would be a good girlfriend for him?
Vast experience.
Well, I mean, as far as the description goes, you got to get it from somewhere, right?
You make it up. It's the same with the equipment. You just make it up. That's what novelists do. We sit there all day long and make stuff up.
Now, when you write dialogue, I like to ask authors, particularly of novels, how do you work that out? Do you kind of talk it out, or how do you do that?
No, it's actually my favorite part of writing, because I take real pains to make the dialogue realistic and believable. What happens is you know these characters so well in your mind that when you're writing a page or 2 of dialogue, for me anyway, I don't even have to think about it. It's like I sit there and listen to these characters talk to each other, and I write down what they say. It's like taking dictation. I'm amazed. If somebody makes a joke, I kind of laugh. I go, that was good. And I just write down everything I hear them talking about. I'm like overhearing a conversation. I write it down, put put it on the paper, and that's the dialogue.
Yeah, that's interesting. I always wondered, and I like asking authors how they do that.
I don't know if it's like that for other writers, but that's the way it is for me.
Yeah. Well, the name of the book is called Warriors, and again, another one of the great Alexander Hawk spy espionage-type novels. And this character, like you said, is pretty well ingrained in you. Do you have plans for number 10 already in the works?
I do. I'm working on it now, but I'm most excited about this one because it just came out. It's available at fine airports everywhere. Bookstores, good stores, bad stores, all bookstores are good stores, and Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere you look, it's out there.
Ted, great to talk to you for a few minutes. Again, the name of the book is Warriors, and like we said, it's a great airport read, but you don't have to be flying to read it. A good summertime novel as we're heading into the season coming up, but pleasure to talk to you. Hopefully we can do it again.